The Spirit in the Body by Robert Crosbie. Letter 14. I am really sorry that conditions are as you mention. I can sympathize with you in this, because I have had similar fortune. But while it has been bad from one point of view, it has had advantages which go to the strengthening of character, and in it all I find good experience. When we come to consider that the purpose of life is to learn and that it is all made up of learning, the circumstances by means of which we learn become of minor importance. As Mr. Judge once wrote me under similar circumstances, the ocean of life washes to our feet and away again, things that are both hard to lose and unpleasant to welcome, yet they all belong to life, all come from the great self that is never moved. So lean back on the self, be like the great bed of the ocean that is never moved though storms may ruffle its surface. I know that you understand that attitude. It does not mean that we should cease to do the best we can at all times, but we know that whatever comes all is well. Everything is taken as merely a lesson from which growth and knowledge may be obtained, and while we may appear to struggle for many things, our minds may not be set upon the things themselves, but upon the performance of our duty as our expanding knowledge gives us perception. Thus would we be like the ocean, the surface in action, the greatest part of us calm, unmoved. I am glad to have your confidence so that you may speak frankly at all times, not that any personal knowledge of each other's past experience is necessary, but that you feel that way is what counts. We both know that what a man has been through, or has appeared to have been, matters not at all. What does really matter is what he is now and what he is trying to do. I think that the attitude at all times should be, fear nothing, doubt nothing, regret nothing, but go on. It seems sometimes a waste of words to be writing these things to you, because I am sure you know them. Still, on the other hand, I know that one needs reminding sometimes, when in the swirl of engrossing events. Once when I was talking with Judge and showing much concern over a probable action, he said, "You can't prevent people from doing what they can do." A truism, something I knew very well, but his words at that time have served me many a time since. What he said came from the heart, as my words and thoughts go to you. Perhaps that will explain why you find something other than the words and ideas in what I write. If it is true, and I think it is, that everything in nature is septete, then words and ideas are septete, but this opens a large subject. I am writing this in the office mid noise, confusion and interruption, and just these few words with whatever they may carry to you. There is a passage which you may have seen in one of the books, and that power which the disciple shall covet, is that which shall make him appear as nothing in the eyes of men. This refers to getting rid of the personal idea, of the wish to have one's attainments noted. The power of the personality is great and insidious. It retains its hold very often when the aspirations and efforts are noble in character. It is the most difficult thing to be overcome in our race, where the training is all in accentuation of it. Especially is this so when one is taking a public leading part. Adulation fosters ambition. If the least thought of self remains, the person accepts leadership as something due to him or her, and the faults remain even though changed in direction. Personality is the last foe to be conquered. Do you wonder then that, and, have fallen short, when it is evident that they do not even perceive how personal they are? They have taken upon themselves, their personal selves, prerogative of spiritual direction. A sort of popery is the result, a sense of infallibility, which doubtless they would intellectually deny, while giving evidence of its possession. Ambition to shine, to be looked up to, that is the curse that blighted both. Less prominent members have not been subjected to the same pressure, and may have learned from the mistakes of these two. There must be compensation for them somewhere, somehow, as the great wheel of the law rounds the cycles. They are to be pitied for whatever of failure we may be able to perceive. We shall be wise if we do not fall into the same error when karma tries us. I think that the sense of personal supremacy was so strong in both of them that they were unable to take advice on that line. Efforts were made to open their eyes. A mental bias cannot be changed even by one so wise and powerful as a master. If the one in error cannot see his fault, nothing can be done. Another life in a humbler station, the lesson may be learned. How can masters use such vehicles and use Judge? William Q. Judge was of another class of being than either of those you mention. He was an adept, using a body of the race. The others had merited the opportunity by services in other lives. The possibility of failure was there and known, no doubt, so also was the possibility of success. No one can predicate the result in such cases. In any event, the fact that the opportunity was offered them is evidence that under karma they had the right to try. Neither HPB nor WQJ needed to make the effort for themselves. The work to be done is for the race and must be done by men and women of the race, there is no other way. So, remembering that, and, are of our imperfect race, their lack of success is not to be wondered at, in the circumstances. We have the karmic opportunity of profiting by the lesson their failure teaches. Perhaps we may take the lesson and be ready to help them, when we all return to life again to continue the work begun. As I understand it, masters cannot interfere with karma. They work at the proper season, and with such instruments as are provided by karma. That better instruments were not ready is undoubtedly due to our racial development, the accentuation of personality being its predominant note. Just here occurs to my mind the shortest verse in the Bible, Jesus wept, and its connotation, how I would have gathered ye under my wings, but ye would not. Human history is full of such failures, but through it all there have been those who have attained a measurable degree of success, and who are seldom the ones in the public eye. We must also remember, all the time, that there are intelligent evil forces at work continually to defeat the emancipation of humanity from selfishness, beings, in fact, whose very existence depends upon selfish desire and its many ways of expression. The plane of existence of these beings is the earth and its psychic atmosphere. Our work is to people our current in space with such thoughts as tend to dissipate these influences, and to assist right thoughts in others by awakening them to the realities which have been placed within reach of our understanding. And behind all are the masters who have not deserted us and never will, so long as there remains a spark of true devotion.